Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about credit card and putting debt behind us. Now, it is the ultimate dream for a majority of people to get rid of credit card debt. Do not accumulate new credit card debt and do not overspend utilizing credit cards. That will affect your credit score. It can be also very detrimental when it comes to your health, when it comes to priorities of future you. Again, credit card debt can really hold you back from doing things that you want financially within your life, and also relationships. A lot of marriages end with financial debt and because of financial hardship, things of that nature, guys. So again, I want to go through a couple points that can really help you put credit card debt behind you. Because honestly, when you have no credit card debt, it gives you the ability to really do what you want to in life, whether it's starting a new business, whether it's starting a YouTube channel, whether it is going on vacation, even saving for college, saving for retirement, saving for anything that you need to do or that you've always wanted to do makes a big difference. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the video. So the first step, guys, is creating a budget. Now, we have talked about creating a budget a lot on this channel, guys. I've even broke down how to build a budget. If you check through some of the older videos, really looking and building a budget. One of the main reasons credit card debt is accumulated is, of course, overspending. So taking a minute, go through the budget, really go through those credit card statements. And this is, again, kind of on you on this part, going through the credit card statements, really analyzing where you're spending your money, and also looking at places where you can cut those monthly expenses and making sure that it is a reasonable and it is a realistic budget. If you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to save $1,000 a month and you make $2,000 a month, chances are for a majority of people, you're not going to be able to save 50% of your income every single month, but you can eliminate unnecessary expenses. And like we've talked about in previous videos, when it comes to some of those expenses that you can shop around for car insurance, for cell phone bills, for different internet providers, there are a lot of things that you can get at a much cheaper cost from other retailers that have the same products and services just at a much lower cost than you're actually spending. Cutting out unnecessary expenses and living within your means. This is one of the things that most people kind of overlook when it comes to financials, when it comes to budgets, is living inside of their means or living within their means. If you make $2,000 a month, you should spend probably less than $2,000 a month. But again, for a majority of people, as things do get more expensive, they spend, so you make $2,000 a month, they're spending $2,500, $2,700 a month, which of course is going right to those credit card balances. The next step we look at is prioritizing the payments. So start off paying credit cards that have the highest interest rates. Now, again, there are really two methods that you can do this, guys. One is kind of the debt snowball method, which we've talked about before. So it is actually taking the cards with the lowest balance, paying them down first to eliminate those monthly payments, and then rolling those payments into other payments, regardless of what the interest rates are. Now, the other method to do this is actually ranking your cards by tiers based on the interest rate and really focusing every single penny that you have towards the card that has the highest interest rate. The big thing with this, guys, and kind of frustrates a lot of people is when it comes to paying down those cards with a higher interest rate, you're going to have a bigger impact financially, but on your mental well-being, if you're not seeing that balance go down, a lot of people can get very frustrated with it very fast, meaning that they are not going to stick to the plan to pay that down. But paying down, again, the card with the highest interest rates will save you money on interest. It will also pay off that debt faster. Making minimum payments on all other cards. So if you're an individual that has 5 credit cards, simply rank them by the highest to the lowest interest rate. Every single additional penny that you have goes to that highest interest rate. It's not putting an extra $25 or $50 on all 5 cards. It is focusing on one card specifically and focusing on eliminating that card in its entirety, giving you the ability to move that minimum payment onto those next cards, eventually getting rid of all of the cards in their entirety. Another thing that we look at is considering balance transfers. If you have good credit, you could transfer the high interest rates to a much lower interest rate. Now, a couple things that you do have to be aware. A lot of the 0% interest rates do come with a balance transfer fee. So you have to take that into consideration. And you also have to look at what is the card and what is the rate once the promotions end. That, again, is one of the big things. If you have a 18% right now, you do a 0% balance transfer, and at the end of 12 months or whatever it may be, you go to a 25 or 29% interest. really thinking long-term, theoretically, are you going to be able to budget to pay off that card? Chances are probably not, again, depending on the balance that you have. But doing the balance transfers can help you save a lot of money in the interest charges and also kind of accelerate the paying off of the debt faster. Now, this is one method that I really do not advise because it gives you a lot of different cards with a lot of different balances. But if you are really sticking to that budget and how much you're putting into these cards, it can be a method, it can be a tool used not to accumulate new debt, but to pay off debt and pay off debt much, much faster. Again, based on how you're prioritizing these payments and also what your budget looks like for your payment. So if you have $10,000 on a card and you're literally moving it from balance transfer to balance transfer, chances are you're not paying that down fast enough, or the balance transfer fees in combination with the rates are going up much faster than you can actually afford. One of my favorite ones in here is getting a side hustle. Increasing income, whether it's getting more money at your job, maybe it is part of your job is incentivized, making more money that way, making or working more hours, looking at side hustle, freelance work, YouTube, part-time jobs, anything that can earn you extra income to put towards the debt. When the debt is eliminated, you can consider there evaluating your budget if you're going to keep that part-time job, if it's something you've always wanted to do. For a majority of people, if there is something you enjoy, such as YouTube, I love being financial education. I love being able to teach people on here. A lot of the comments I get are, hey, you helped me with this. Thank you for that. Good insight on there. Even over on Discord and a couple other places. I love doing YouTube, guys. It is something that I'm very passionate about. And I also love the financial counseling part of it, which makes my part-time job very, very easy. But again, the extra income can be utilized for eliminating that debt, building up the savings, even catching up on bills. Again, making sure that you are sticking to that budget. I cannot stress that enough, guys. It is one of the biggest things that I see within financial counseling is that people do not stick to the budget. They see something they need, and it is really a extraordinary expense. If you're going to Starbucks every single day, it is something that can be easily eliminated, or it is something that can be bought at a much, much lower cost is really the big thing, guys. Again, making sure what is in the budget and you're sticking to that budget to make sure that you're eliminating these credit cards. And finally, guys, seeking professional help. Myself and my role as a career, if you're struggling to pay off the credit card, seek professional help. There are a lot of credit counselors. There's a lot of financial counselors that do debt management planning. I do budgeting, things of that nature. You can also negotiate with creditors on your behalf. They can also negotiate with you on your behalf, making sure you're sticking to the budget, really seeing what you can afford in the monthly payment. Because worst case scenario, and this is kind of the very, very worst case, is it comes to the point where you can no longer afford or no longer make those minimum payments. That's when you start looking at collections. That's when you start looking at your credit scores being damaged for an amazing and exceptional amount of time, which is very, very detrimental. Or worst case, you're looking at bankruptcy because, again, you cannot afford the credit card debt. So before you get to that point, guys, before everything kind of goes downhill, you want to make sure that you seek professional help. Now with this, guys, be very, very cautious. If you look at credit unions, if you look at a lot of places, even state, even federal, they have a lot of programs that are free. I will say this again, guys, they have a lot of programs, debt counseling, credit counseling, things of that nature that are provided by city, state, even federal to help people stay out of these situations. In my opinion, I would not pay for these services because, again, there are a lot of financial institutions, including credit unions, that offer these services entirely for free, which is huge, guys. It is huge to get the help you need, staying on track with a financial advisor and doing it for free. Now, financial advisors can also help you plan and manage your finances, paying off the debt, and again, sticking and creating that budget, which can be very, very huge. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Just wanted to cover a couple ways to really consolidate and get rid of this credit card debt, guys. It is really probably one of the biggest pandemic things we see in the United States, guys. In Q4 of last year, credit card debt went over, I believe it was $11 billion in additional credit card balances, which is just astronomical, guys. And that is why when you look at the profits reporting from different institutions, different financial institutions, they are reporting record earnings. And that's because you're paying a lot more interest as rates continue to increase. The rate and the balances and also the minimum payments on the credit cards go up as well. So again, guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.